Hi, my name is Amanda Jordan, and my thesis topic is Classroom Rituals and Routines in the First Week of School, Public School K-12. My study is significant in the field of education in the area that every year teachers have the opportunity to begin the school year in a positive manner, in a way to build relationships, student-teacher relationships, and to establish rules, rituals, regulations, expectations of their students in order to have the most successful school year that they possibly can. So, as far as the methodology goes for this particular thesis, I relied on the area of a Google survey to identify different areas, different routines and rituals that these teachers utilize in their classrooms. So as far as those methodologies go, we had the participants, this is a volunteer study, participants in a Southern Illinois unit district public school. Those particular questions that were in the survey, one asked the individuals to identify if they were a male or a female, or if they prefer not to say. Everyone who participated in the study selected a male or female position. We did have 12 males participate in the study, and we had 66 females participate in the study. In addition to that, we asked teachers which grade that they taught. If you teach multiple grade levels, they were asked to select all that applied, especially in the area of high school. Some teachers teach multiple grade levels, so sometimes it's 9th through 12th, sometimes it's 10th and 12th, others it's freshmen and sophomores. Also to indicate whether or not they were a special ed teacher. We also asked them to provide responses of what was their highest degree, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, or specialist, numbers of years teaching, and number of years employed in the current district that they're in. One of the other questions that was asked was, is creating a seating chart the best way to get to know your students? They were given 5 options to pick from. They either strongly agreed, neither agreed nor disagreed, or strongly disagreed. So for these next few questions, these were the answers that they had to pick from. In addition to that, we also selected breaking down the curriculum that will be taught throughout the course of the school year allows students to be better prepared for success in your class. An additional question is playing a series of get-to-know-you games in the first week of school is one of the best ways that you get to know your students and they get to know each other. Number 7 was in the first week of school, you openly share information about yourself, your schooling, your family to allow for better student-teacher relationships. Allowing your class to create classroom rules, this is number 8, allowing your class to create the classroom rules as a group in the first week of school rather than having present set of rules allows for a better classroom environment. Number 9, my favorite way to start a new school year off in the first week of school is, this is an open-ended question. They were allowed to answer it however they saw fit. Could be short, it could be within a paragraph. Question number 10, in my classroom, I find the best way to help my students during the first few days of school to be the most productive in the classroom is to, and then they can elaborate. So that was the particular methodology that was set up to ask participants and gather this information on their particular rules and rituals in their classrooms to help to make the most productive and successful school year possible. As far as the results of what I actually received within the participants, their particular questions, I'm going to pull it up right here. In my responses for all but one individual agreed to participate. I had 79 people participate or fill out, select the open to the survey. Only one decided not to participate. Again, I had 12 males and 66 females participate and actually give answers. In the duration of how long they've been teaching, I had 9 individuals who had been teaching for 0 to 4 years, for years taught 5 to 9, I had 12 individuals. For 10 to 14 years, I had 19 individuals. Between 15 and 19 years teaching, 15 people. 20 to 24 years, I had 11 people. And 25 years or more, I had 12 individuals. When it asked how long have you been teaching in your current district, 0 to 4 years, I had 24 individuals. 5 to 9 years was 12 individuals. 10 to 14 years was 17. 15 to 19 years in the same district is 12. 20 to 24 years is 9. And for 25 years or more was 4 people. When asking what grade you teach, the range that we came to, majority for up until about 8th grade, I had an average of about 8 or 9, closer to 10 people participate in each category. When it came to the high school, which is actually where the proctor or the researcher is from, myself, we had a higher count due to the individuals that I work with, as well as the number of subjects that they teach. Between 9th grade, I had 17 people mark that they teach 9th, 22 people mark that they teach 10th grade, 26 individuals say that they teach 11th grade, and 25 people identify as being a 12th grade teacher. I had 19 special education teachers participate in the survey. The highest degree that was earned, I had 46 people out of the 78 that participated. 46 had received their master's degree. Obviously, they had to have their bachelor's at least in order to be a teacher, so I had 24 individuals with just a bachelor's. With their specialist degree, I had 7, and with a doctorate, I had 1. In creating a seating chart, that's the best way to get to know your students. The majority of people neither agreed nor disagreed that that was the best way to get to know their students. More individuals agreed rather than disagreed. Allowing your students to sit wherever they want the first week of school. So those particular individuals agree and neither disagree or agree, or around the same number. For breaking down the curriculum that would be taught throughout the course of the school, more people agreed that they take place explaining the curriculum to their students within that first week of school, what they're expected to come across for that particular school year. In playing a series of get-to-know-you games in the first week of school, this is one of the best ways that you can get to know your students and they get to know each other. The majority either agreed or strongly agreed that this is something that they do within the first week of school. In the first week of school, you openly share information about yourself, your schooling, your family, and allow for better student-teacher relationships. It was overwhelmingly, as I had 75 individuals state that they either strongly agree or agree that they share openly information about themselves to build those relationships. Allowing your class to create classroom rules. This is something that has come about more or less in the last 10 years to take place in classrooms. Numerous years ago, it was strictly there was classroom rules and everyone was expected to follow them. Now this is where classrooms are beginning to make the rules together. I had 19 individuals that strongly agreed with that, 27 that agreed, 15 that did not have an opinion, 14 that disagreed, and 3 that strongly disagreed. As far as their favorite ways to start new school year off for the first week, a majority of people basically are listed that they try to become positive. They're consistent with their routines, trying to establish that. They like to have open conversations, try to answer questions to their students, like to do hands-on activities. Sometimes they tend to go over different ways for their students to introduce themselves. They like to do a lot of team building that goes on. Along that particular line, they like to teach procedures, things of this nature. So as far as the results for that, the consistent is depending on the grade level, it affects a little bit different with the rules as it does for routines. In the area of in my classroom, I find the best way to help my students during the first few days of school to be the most productive in the classroom is, again, trying to have an open environment, present expectations, making sure that they're open communication, being friendly, organized, making sure that the students are also invested in their particular education, lots of positive reinforcements, positive relationships, being patient with the students, giving guidelines, consistency, expectations, and setting up high expectations for their students at the beginning of the year. So a majority of the teachers that filled out this particular survey were on similar state of minds of how they open the school year in their particular classrooms. I much appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful evening.